All the parts to make bombs have been put in your mind since you've been a child. And then sometimes the explosion happens. And it may not be an explosion that brings down a plane or blows up a building, but it is an explosion that can hurt people. The explosion that happened in that plane killed 230 people. Oh no. It literally destroyed hundreds, thousands, because of all of the people, the relatives of these people. Some people that are relatives of the people who died in that plane will carry with them a scar and a hurt that will burrow itself down. And they'll pass it on to generation. And somebody will rape somebody. Somebody will kill somebody. Somebody will do something because of this hurt and this terrible thing that has been placed deep within them because of this resentment. There are people who hate the system, who hate the society, who hate anything because of what happened to somebody that was on that plane. And that hate will be acted out somewhere. Bombs are thoughts. The bomb didn't wait in line to get onto that plane. The bomb didn't buy a ticket to get on that plane. The bomb didn't even exist until somebody thought about it. And the person that thought about it had plenty of parts to make bombs in his or her head for years and years and years. And they were put in there by those who profess to be religious and those who profess to be the representatives of governments. They're evil. There is no more evil thing that I could think of than religion and government. Evil. Because it separates. It builds on self-pride. It builds on keeping us separated from others. And it builds on aggression. And it doesn't care whether you're a child. It doesn't care whether you're an animal. It kills indiscriminately. And it blows up indiscriminately. We had this thing in Lockerbie. They said, well, it was Muslims. We had the explosions. And said, oh, it's Muslims. I read you in the Bible last week where your hero Moses went into a village and said, take all the little boys and murder them, take all the little girls that have had sex and murder them, and the little girls that haven't had sex, keep them for yourselves. You did that to the Muslims. You did that to the Arabs. You didn't care. And you know, America the Beautiful. You shot down an Iranian airliner a couple of years ago, 300 people on that, and bodies floating all over the place. Said that was a mistake. I didn't see you have any kind of a service for these people. They had a beautiful service for the people up here on TWA 800. They said they had Catholic pastors there, they had Protestant pastors there, and they had Jewish pastors there. Where was the Muslims? They're not invited. They don't play a part in this, in our system. We systematically select who we will associate with, who is, and so we create all this horror. Do you remember the Berlin Wall? The Berlin Wall was built to control people. It would keep people from experiencing anything that the system frowned on. In this age, what I'm trying to get you to do is look at the things that have happened and then look at your life, because the exact same thing that happens outside in the news happens inside of your head. The Berlin Wall fell. And you know what's so beautiful? For many of you, your Berlin Wall has fallen. That wall that prevented you from experiencing, from expressing anything outside of what your family believed in, or what your church believed in, or what your system believed in, it fell. And you are free. Don't ever let anybody build a wall inside of your head again. The same power that brought down the Berlin Wall brought down the wall inside of you. In South Africa, remember Nelson Mandela? Nelson Mandela was literally laying in a cell, in a cot, a black nothing in a racist, chopping block. He literally went out to pick and broke up rocks. The worst, the absolute lowest thing in the possible. Terribly. He had to cry for night. He had to cry for hours. He was depressed. He was broken. He was totally beaten. Trapped for years. Frustrated for years. Who's your Nelson? Because Nelson now is running the show. All right. Nelson is in charge now. Who's your Nelson? Who's the one in you that was broken and depressed and languished for years, unable to speak, unable to express, unable to say, doing what you were told to do? But now Nelson's in charge, and everything under him does what he says to do. Who's your Nelson? What I'm saying is, can you connect with yourself to the Berlin Wall? Can you connect with yourself to Nelson? Can you connect and see that what's happening out there in a big way happens in here in a littler way? It's called a macrocosm and a microcosm. When you see those explosions in your home that you see with your family, those explosions are coming from the same dynamite that the fellow used to make them. I mean, it's all things that are packed inside of your head that have made you feel so horrible. Come on, stand up. You have to turn around.
Do you remember when you were teaching about names and the meaning of names? You know, like Trump and the cardinal, Mandela.
Oh yeah, that's right. Very good, Mandela. Yeah, we'll have to write that one down. We'll have to look that one. Very good. It's very true. We said there's a thing about, we get into it some other time, about how names, how all of this thing is put together for you. Like, for instance, if you were going to create an Atlantic City and make it be the gambling capital of the world, who would you have to be the most powerful man down there? Trump, which is a gambling name in playing cards. Yeah, that's right. The guy is Steve Wynn. So you have Steve Wynn and Donald Trump, and what do? They run the gambling meccas. I mean, you know, do you realize somebody's playing with you? Do you get somebody's going to get your attention?